Hi everyone, and thanks for joining us for another brief video in our quick class series. Today we're going to talk about some general clinical indicators for dynamic seating. My name is Michelle Lang. I'm an occupational therapist in the Denver, Colorado area. Let's go ahead and jump on in. So what are our general clinical indicators for dynamic seating? Well, first, to absorb and diffuse force. And the result of doing that means that we can prevent client injury as well as damage to equipment. Second, we're providing movement. That's what dynamic seating is all about. And that movement provides sensory input for the wheelchair user. And then finally, by providing movement against light resistance in a limited range, we can see an improvement in postural control, stability, and even function. Here's a list of more specific clinical applications, and again, we'll be going through these in more detail in some future brief videos, but let's just take a quick look. 1, we're protecting the wheelchair user from injury. 2, we're protecting the wheelchair and seating system, the hardware, the mounting hardware, anything associated with that chair from breakage. We're increasing sitting tolerance and compliance for the wheelchair user, enhancing vestibular input, facilitating active range of motion, increasing alertness and decreasing agitation, decreasing fatigue, I could use some of that myself, increasing function, increasing strength and postural control, reducing active extension, and as a result, reducing energy consumption. So let's talk about a few primary clinical scenarios that we see. This young man has a lot of force, and by using dynamic seating, which he has here, to diffuse that force, he can, as a result, prevent client injury, reduce chance of equipment breakage. We can increase his sitting tolerance. We can decrease his agitation. We can increase function and reduce those additional increases in extension that occur when someone like this young man encounters a static surface instead of a yielding one as in dynamic seating, and we're reducing the amount of energy consumption that is occurring. We're also providing movement, and this is our second primary clinical scenario. This adult requires a lot of movement throughout his day, and he is getting that from his dynamic seating. This is providing sensory input, increasing his alertness, and decreasing agitation that occurs when he is unable to move. So this has worked quite well for him. And then finally, we have the ability to improve postural control, stability, and function by using dynamic seating. And this young woman here is using her dynamic back to help her in her self-propulsion. By leaning back into the dynamic back a bit, it's helping her to get her hands further back on the wheels, giving her a little more force to allow her to move forward for self-propulsion, especially when she encounters more resistance, such as pushing on the grass here in this video. That back is really helping her out. So thank you for joining us for this short video on general clinical indicators for dynamic seating. I've listed our contact information for both Seating Dynamics and myself. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.